Good morning, or shall I say Guten Tag or Dzień dobry. In this video I'll talk about Wilcze Gardło, one of the most interesting Gliwice districts. Wilcze Gardło, in English, Wolf's Throat. Yes, sounds a bit scary, but probably it shouldn't. It is a very charming and beautiful place, especially in spring, when almost every home and every garden is covered with flowers, and autumn, when there are many colorful trees. Wilcze Gardło was built in 1937, when this part of the Silesian region belonged to the Third Reich under the power of Adolf Hitler. Its first name was Eichenkamp, which in English is Oak Place, because on the official opening of Wilcze Gardło, Hitler was invited to sit an oak, which never happened. Wilcze Gardło was built for SA members. Houses were built as practically as possible, often at the expense of comfort. Each had a small kitchen and small bedrooms. It didn't have a toilet inside, but outside in a very small room. Each house had and still has a garden, but its function changed diametrically because for a very long time the garden was a little farm of vegetables on it. It's because Wilcze Gardło was said to be a self-sufficient place with no need to visit the city. It even had its own water system. Project's name, SI Siedlung Eichenkamp, was quickly changed to Glaubenstadt, which is faithful city in English, probably to honor Adolf Hitler. Project of Wilcze Gardło was made by Rudolf Fischer, architect from Bytom, and the Nazi Germany's leader was happy about it. The plan was to see if self-sufficient cities are possible, and if they are, build it near Augsburg and Nuremberg, and if it still would be good, build many of them in the whole country. Interesting fact in Wilcze Gardło is soil. To flatten the possession, German builders put many rocks and stones, and that's why digging here is very difficult. But the soil itself is very good and lets beautiful flowers grow. When you decide to turn from Daszyńskiego Street, or not to turn if you go from the A4 highway, you are going to see big farm fields where cereal and corn are growing. That shows that it is absolutely possible to do farming here. When you keep on going Traktorzystów Street, you will see a big yellow gate building soon. It was called Gemeinschaftshaus, community house in English. Its function was to be a banquet hall where SA officers could enjoy their life. Currently, the gate is home for a public post office, grocery shop, restaurant, two company headquarters, and it's also school sports hall. Its aesthetic function, though, is the gate. Its architecture shows what you can expect from Wilcze Gardło. When you cross the gate, you will see a small market, which is called Plac Jaśminu, Jasmine Square. Public life of Wilcze Gardło is happening here. Charming benches surrounded by trees and bushes makes this place definitely special. Next point of our journey is the stadium. It lies in the same axis as the gate and the market, which is visible on the plan. Stadium was said to be the biggest sports object in the area, with a big grandstand. Stadium has not been finished, but when the sponsor was found, Polish authorities decided to rebuild it. Currently, it is hardly possible to be here alone. There's always somebody running or playing, driving a bike or walking a dog, as it's one of the biggest flat areas here. When you will not turn after crossing the gate and the stadium, you will reach the forest. There are actually two of them in Wilcze Gardło, as there used to be one, but it has been cut and divided to build that place. When you decide to go visit the forest, it is very likely that you will encounter bunkers. You do not need to hike or venture, they are very well visible. Nobody really knows what they are and if they really are bunkers. There are no signs, so you can probably go inside, but I would not recommend that. It is also possible that somebody built a house here and what we can see is just a basement, but there is no house in that area on historical plans available. It is very likely that they are practice bunkers, as Nazi soldiers had their shooting range here. The last point of our trip is the school, situated on the Lewkoni Street. It was built in 1937 and immediately became a German school. SA officers' children were set to go here, but as there were only 12 families that lived here in Nazi times, the school wasn't as big as the authorities wanted. After the war, a Polish school was created there, and some time ago it celebrated its 70th birthday. But in fact, that building has, at the time of filming, about 84 years. Many people living here remember visiting that school, playing on its football pitch and hanging out on its big backyard. Not many people know that Glaubenstadt has never been finished. The Second World War made it impossible. Nobody really checked if it was possible to make fully self-sufficient cities. After the war, Wilcze Gardło was given a status of a village and was called like that because it was an unofficial name of that region among Polish people. Every German found there was exported, as there weren't many of them. Interesting fact is that there have probably been some gunfights, and Germans were hiding in the shelter underneath the gate building, but they lost and Wilcze Gardło became a Polish village, and in 1972 a part of the city of Gliwice. I think that visiting that place, especially in spring or autumn, will calm everybody down. It is a beautiful place with forests, parks and colorful tenement houses and homes. Life is different here. There's no city noise, but more of a village hubbub sometimes. People are open and talkative, which is very typical for a small society. I strongly recommend coming here to rest and admire the beauty of Wilcze Gardło. Thank you for watching.